Kevin has not come, yes, sir. Let it. Kevin is not there. The ladies with the children also must sit down in the puja. They haven't yet arrived. Someone must go and tell them.
Someone with a car, please go up to the main hall and tell the people that they should arrive. Preferably a gentleman with a car.
What are they doing?
There are 7 ladies which have to clean the rooms by 12.
Mother, we've just been told that we have to clear our rooms by 12 o'clock, so it's caused a bit of confusion and a bit of
Why?
lateness. Because the authorities would like the rooms back by 12 o'clock.
Oh, I see. So then,
So they're trying to quickly clear their rooms as well.
yes. But I will finish the puja quite early, about 11:30 they could have gone then. Because if you start late, it will be late again. In any case, I have to finish the puja early because I am going earlier.
Because many people that have cars actually help the people come back down to the hall.
Or they might be on their way. Are they all coming together? Just see if they are coming together. Come along fast, come along. Even the people with children should come here. Ask them to come down.
Shall I quickly telephone Suki?
Huh?
Shall I telephone Mr. Suki?
Ask someone else. Not necessary, we'll do it from the, hello, we'll do it from the station. Then what about the follow-on? They'll come down here. You can have the hall, I think. Some people should stay in the hall. Alright, the rooms you can vacate because you called the people here.
There'll be something, there's a locked room where all the...
You can give the rooms, but yeah. Please be seated. All the children must sit here, quietly. Let's see. Very nice girls. Very nice, yes. Kamala, all of you should sit down. Children should be there in the program. Who is there? All the little children should be here. Today I want to talk to you about children because yesterday we talked about the Muladhara part. Now why we are not so collective as we should have been, much more collective. There has been conditioning on us from our very childhood, if you see. In the Western lives, we are shut in our houses, we don't have relationships with others, we are kept extremely protected in childhood. I think the parents have the fear in this country that we lose our children because they get lost. After they start getting their doles, most of the children leave their parents and go away. Parents are left high and dry. They feel that our children will leave us at the slightest pretext. So they teach them not to talk to anyone, to be away from everyone, and cuddle their own children all the time, look after their own children, and they can't see a child talking to another lady, they feel jealous. And they feel that the child may be lost because they think they cannot give adequate love. If anybody can give love to that child, they feel that that child will be lost. And the child also becomes such a individualistic child that it takes liking to a very particular type of a person, and then after some time that person starts overpowering that child and the parents lose the child. It's a very sick society in that manner. As far as the children are concerned, it's a sick society. It doesn't know how to bring up their children. Just the opposite is in India. Just the opposite. I think that's one of the reasons why Indians become collective very fast. Is that in childhood, when we are little children, or people have children, it's regarded bad manners to take your own child in the presence of others. Absolutely bad manners. Say now I had my daughter, and when I went to my in-laws, we couldn't take the child in my lap, you see, except for milk also, which I was nursing the baby. So they had to say that now you better nurse. Time is there. I would never demand that give me the child, I'll take her. Never. It's regarded bad manners. And now I see why it was that. It was bad manners to take the child in the presence of others, in your lap, to say this is my child. It was regarded as something very crude and ill-mannered, and as if we are not from good family, that we don't know how to behave before others. And even to say that this is my child was not permitted. I would say that this is your child, to introduce, this is your child. It's something surprising. Now I am realizing it, why it was so in that society of ours. We are not supposed to say this is my own child. If you go anywhere, who's that? That's your child. Even the house, we would not say this is my house to anyone. Will you come to your house? The whole, you see, the cultural background gives us that collectivity. Now, I have told this before also, why people are so sex oriented. I mean, they are so sensitive to the touch of another person. Anybody who touches them, they get a funny feeling. The reason is other sensations are not developed within you. That is also because you always cuddle your own child. Child only knows the mother or the father. All the time its child is with you. As a result of that, what happens? The child never feels the other sublime relationships with others. Anybody who is the other is an identity which is something different. And when you grow up, then you suddenly touch somebody, then you cannot feel those sublime things. When you are innocent, when you are a child, I mean, we never slept with our parents. It's a very common thing in India that now supposing if I am in the house, my daughters will give their children to sleep with me or with my husband, with brothers, with other, if my brothers are there or their brothers are there, then they would give their children to sleep with them, not with themselves. The psychological reason was that perhaps they understood it, because it's a very traditional country, so they have understood it, that the psychological reason behind this was that the child gets used to another man, another woman, at that sublime situation, at that sublime consciousness when they are innocent. So the relationship of innocence is developed. Nobody feels anything funny if somebody touches you or does anything. This is the reason if you see a man touches a little boy, he gets funny sensation, the boy gets a funny sensation. It's absurd, because you must believe in the principle of collectivity. Now, I have seen that people cuddle their children too much in this country. And that's a very wrong thing to do all the time, carry the child on your lap, carry the child on your, this thing is too much. If you overdo it, you will find the same children will hate you. Because in childhood they develop a sensation that they are overdoing the things, you see, and they cannot express it. Allow the child to play as much as that like. Take the child whenever it is necessary. Let others take the child, not you. We have such a big community of Sahajogis here. But what I find, the mothers are carrying the child all the time or the father is carrying the child. No, give it to other people. Let the children be with other people, sleep with other people, enjoy others' love, and don't have fears. They'll love you much more. And that's how I think we first of all built in them a kind of a stigma, a kind of a funny feeling that develops later on into these perverted relationships. that they feel to be with some another person is something bad. All these things can be given to children in a very easy way if you try it in childhood. Another thing is that I find, like in my husband's office, I was surprised, everybody is called by name, like there's a deputy of CP, he's called Tom. Even a driver will call him a Tom. But see, we are very particular. I mean, my husband especially is very particular. He'll even call his driver by his name, Mr. So they dare not misbehave. The relationships must be established in childhood. Like I've seen people calling Gavin, little children calling him Gavin. I mean, we would never call like that. Or even if you have seen my grandchildren, they'll say Gavin uncle, at the most. It comes to more formal relationship, they'll say Mr. Brown. But they won't call Gavin. That's not done. Auntie, uncle. A relationship has to be established. It's not only your father and mother are important, but you snatch your children, I have seen, from others. You want to hold on to your children and just grab them all the time. That's why they run away from. Overdoing it. There's no need. Children are very independent, they can look after themselves, they can manage themselves. And just to keep them pleased, you take them to shops, make them buy things, get things, and then they get used to it. You want to satisfy them that way. No. You must know that child is very intelligent. And you have to bend the child's mind according to your own understanding of collectivity. And if you do not do that, they'll become like all other children who are just vagabonds. I see them, as I told you once, I was coming from Oxted, and there were some children about from 8 to 9 years of age, not very big. They were of some public school, had no discipline. They entered into my compartment, it was a first class compartment. And they had some sort of sharp things with them, some knives maybe or some razors. They started rip opening all the seats for nothing at all. And they didn't do anything to me, of course. And I was quite worried. I said, why are you doing this? So they said, shut up. So I got up, went to another compartment, and they said there are some 2 boys who are traveling with them. They were smoking, sitting down nicely on the other side. So I went and told them these boys are doing like this. So they came back, they slapped them nicely, slapped them, hit them. Just, they didn't even cry, nothing of the kind, and pushed them back into their places. And then next station came in, the station master came and he was saying, now what to do now? You must learn to discipline your children from now. Why can't they sit in the program quietly? What's the problem with them? From the very beginning, they must be made to feel the vibrations. They must be made to sit with other people. It's because they find that their parents are their own, the rest are not. That's how racialism also develops, because they think the other people who are not fair are not our own. All kinds of these scorpion type of temperaments, or you can call a snake-like temperaments, the secretive temperaments develop when you start getting them exclusive to yourselves. On the contrary, if you allow them to be open, talking to everyone, opening their hearts to everyone, even the people who are grown up shudder from touching another's child, I have seen. They'll ask 10 times, should I take the child? What's the harm? I mean, in India, you go to anybody's house, they'll just pick up the child. And now they say it is for protection of disease and all that. But on the contrary, children develop more immunity. Overprotected children are very dangerously placed, because they have no immunity for anything. Imagine in that country we have all kinds of parasites living. All kinds of parasites. Still we exist better, because we have immunity to so many things. And that's how you people become very weak, health-wise. Imagine I went to Australia, and we have 3-4 Indian boys there. They came to help me with the kitchen, lifting all the big things here and there. So I asked one of them, I said, why not ask these boys to do something? He said, they are only nice to look at, mother, but they have no strength. They have no style. I have seen that. And it happens more in countries like in England, where it's such a bad climate, you keep your children inside, they don't go out. You all the time shut your children. They become selfish. They become very mean and very short-sighted. Open them up. Now you have a community, you have a trustworthy community. But you don't. Then one person will just, a dominating person will come out, catch hold of your child and use that child, blackmail you for the child, do all kinds of things. But if you just allow the child to play about with everyone, just allow, diseases will disappear, you will be surprised. Also, supposing you have a problem, say even with the back agya, if others are handling, it disappears. Because somebody has better vibrations, the bhoots leave you. But if you just all the time hold, you are a person suffering from a back agya yourself. You are holding all the child to yourself, the child has to suffer. We actually send our children to other people in very childhood, trusting them. And they love the children. Because here people don't believe that you can love the children. So here we have to trust others with our children. And that's the reason I think the children become so exclusive, they stick on to you, they cannot go to anyone. But you see in India, when you go, I don't know if you have visited any homes around, the children will be the first to receive them. They'll say, all right, sit down. Then they offer you something. If there's somebody is not in the house, they will look after you. And they'll know everything about you, what you said, what you asked for, what you wanted, everything. So sweetly, you know. Everything is on the record. And they have names for every uncle, for every auntie. And they remember all those things all their life.